Hey guys, this is Christy with Vegan Food for Thought here, and I've got my green smoothie. It doesn't really match. I thought it kind of matched my dress, but it's kind of more green. but Today I wanted to announce that I'm still vegan because there are so many people coming out right now that are announcing that they're no longer vegan, and I just wanted to say the opposite and that I don't plan on ever not being vegan. Honestly, I couldn't imagine eating animal products anymore. I don't see them as even a product or a food at all. To me, it just seems like, when I see people eating meat, it's like, oh, that's like a piece of muscle, like decaying muscle tissue or something. It just seems like a foreign object to me now. Because it has been almost that long. It's been a long time since I've eaten meat. And I know for my health and for the benefits that I'm getting from the vegan diet, I know that I'm just planning on continuing and just feeling better and better, basically. And so I guess, let's see, the three vegans that came out recently, it was Kalel, Vegetable Police, and now Evan Rock and his wife. And those were like, some of those people were the people, like the reason why I became vegan in the first place. So I'm not gonna lie, I've been a little bit like sad about hearing the news about some of them. And well, yeah, and all of them. But at the same time, I know that there are more people turning to being vegan also. So it's not like I shouldn't feel bad about it all, but and if anything, I know that a lot of those people are going to be eating a more plant-based diet than the majority of the population. And I do appreciate, Evan Rock was stating that they are going to be eating, locally free range, meat, dairy, and eggs. And I think that that's a good idea in theory, but at the same time, it wouldn't work for the majority of the planet. There's not enough space on the planet to raise free range anything for everyone to eat that sort of way. We would need 7 planets to raise enough meat, dairy, and eggs for the entire population of humans on the planet. So it just wouldn't work. And the other reason why I know that I don't want to eat meat personally is because of all the cholesterol, all of the, meat might be dense in like one thing like iron, but at the same time, it's also got a lot of saturated fat and cholesterol and things that I don't want. So I know for me personally, it's not something I would ever consider or look as, I would never look at it as like a health food even. And I did want to say that this is just my own experience, but when I was pregnant, I did eat meat one time, and that was because I was low in iron. I wasn't low, I was borderline, and the only other time I was anemic. Well, the only time was when I was eating meat and when I wasn't eating vegan. And so I took those iron pills, and I would never take those again because those were awful. They hurt my stomach and I think I made it through like a month, and I was supposed to take 3 months of those pills, and I just thought like, whatever, I'm done. And they were these green awful pills, and oh yeah. So anyways, so I was borderline. I was slightly deficient or almost deficient in iron while I was pregnant. And my ex-husband, at my time, my husband, he advised me he was pressuring me to eat meat. He was saying, well, what if it's your diet? What if you are deficient because of what you're eating? And so I said, well, because, it's not just me, like my health on the line, I will consider, and I did. And I regretted it immediately. Like, it just didn't taste the same anymore. It was gross. It was, just so greasy, and I felt bad after. I felt like I almost got like sick from eating the meat. And it didn't really, I mean, it may have raised my iron levels a little bit, but I just went right to the store and bought, there's this iron supplement called Floridix. And it's just basically cherry juice, pear juice, parsley, and like dandelion greens and stuff. And it tastes good. It's not something it wasn't repulsive. I guess I would say it was, it was something that was a lot easier for me to stomach at the time, and even probably now I would still probably go back to taking something like that if I needed to. But if I did the research, I would have known that, I could just drink pears or eat pears or something, or even dates have a lot of iron, so I could have just supplemented with that. I'd much rather prefer to supplement with foods than to take a pill or even a supplement thing, if I have to. And I don't know for everyone if that's that's the answer for everyone or what everyone needs, but I do know that plant iron, our bodies know when to absorb plant iron and when to release the plant iron, and they, like, our body can choose to absorb it or to not if we don't need any more of it. And with heme iron, with meat iron, our body can't decide that. It just has to be like, it just absorbs very quickly and very easily. And we also can't excrete or remove the heme iron, so it's very easy to overdose in it, and to get too much of it. So it just, to me, that feels like, to me, it's like my body knows, it just is more adaptive and works with the plant foods better, obviously. And that's everyone's body, basically. That's just what it does. So I did want to bring up that, I have had some deficiencies while being vegan, and I had some deficiencies while being not vegan. But the difference is that I've been more proactive about my health, and I've been, listening to my body more and more in tune with that. And I've been paying attention to what I eat and how I feel. And so I may have had a lot more deficiencies while not on a vegan diet, and I just might not have ever even noticed, because I wasn't looking for that. I wasn't paying attention to those sorts of things. So the first time I checked my macronutrient levels, I was deficient in vitamin C. While on the vegan diet, I was deficient in vitamin K and I think I was borderline in vitamin D. And the thing with the vitamin D is I was probably even more deficient before going vegan, because I wasn't out in the sun much. This has nothing to do with the diet, though. It's just, lifestyle choices and the person that I was at the time. I was the type of person that stayed in the air conditioning all summer long and inside, and before going vegan. And now I'm more active and I love the sunshine, and I try to get out and do it as much as I can without getting sunburnt. And I do notice, well, there is a benefit to being vegan and not getting sunburnt. If you eat more beta carotene, so like papayas, carrots, anything orange, watermelon, or even tomatoes have it. The beta carotene, it protects your skin from the sun, from UV rays and things. So it's basically like what makes your skin kind of orange. I know if, I've done this before. I've juiced a lot of carrots and my hands started turning orange. So that blocks some of the sun and protects your skin. And I also noticed that I don't get sunburnt as easily. I used to burn like so quickly, and that was a part of the reason why I didn't like going out in the sun in the summer. So I think that's really cool. Like, that's another thing that just tells me that, this is the way nature intended it. And, I'm supposed to be, using fruits and vegetables or eating them, basically. But yeah, I won't get too much into that, but, I was going with the vitamin C thing. I was deficient in vitamin C while on the vegan diet. And the reason why I know it wasn't the diet and that it was my own gut health that was the problem was because I was testing I was logging everything in Chronometer, everything that I was eating during that period. And I was getting 100% every day to 300%. I think one time it was even like 370% of my vitamin C in one day. And so I know that my diet, it wasn't the vegan diet that was deficient in vitamin C. It was my own body and my problems, the things that I brought to, the things that I caused before going vegan, basically, like taking antibiotics and taking a birth control pill, like just taking all of these, unnatural things and ruining my gut health. That's basically what caused the deficiency. And maybe I was deficient before going vegan. I don't know for sure, but there's no way I can say that the vegan diet caused me to be deficient in vitamin C. That's just ridiculous. And the same with vitamin K. I was eating tons of salads, and I was still deficient in vitamin K. And so what I did was excuse me, I started eating more of those things, and I started paying attention to how I felt after, and I raised my levels just through diet. I didn't need to take any supplements for that, and everything resolved. And yeah, I just, started noticing how I felt after eating a salad. I would feel like even more hungry when I would finish eating like a 2-pound salad or something. And, so I don't know why, anyone would think, well, maybe I should not eat the salad, or I should like eat, I don't know. Vitamin K is one of those ones that's I think it's only found in plants or green, like leafy greens and stuff. So let's see, there's natto. I looked into it. There are a couple of, that's a vegan supplement or a vegan, like soy fermented product or something, or I don't know, but anyways, I think vitamin K is only found in plant sources, and the same with vitamin C too. There's maybe very minimal amounts in like organ meat or something, but for me, the answer was not eating meat for sure. And I don't see meat as something that's like a food anymore. It just is like, to me, like muscle tissue, or when I see people eating meat now, it's like decaying flesh. It just seems gross, and it reminds me of like zombies eating like dead flesh now, and that's all it makes me think about. It just isn't a food source or the type of food product anymore to me. And the thing about meat is it's decaying, and it's covered in bacteria, and you can cook some of the bacteria out, but a lot of it isn't, the heat doesn't remove a lot of the bacteria. And so when you eat that, it goes into your body and it starts breaking down your own body. It causes inflammation within 10 minutes. I'll link the study down below, but the bacteria can cause all sorts of problems, and, inflammation in the gut and all over the body. And I have an autoimmune disorder, so I don't want to cause any extra inflammation if I don't have to. And the cool thing about most plant foods is they are anti-inflammatory, so antioxidants are really good. Turmeric and those sorts of things can cause the opposite. So I'm definitely going to be sticking with that. I don't know if I said everything I wanted to say, but I'm not going to be too worried about vegans turning non-vegan, because I know for every one of those, there's like 10 more people who are starting the vegan diet and feeling good from it and planning on, sticking with it and just helping the planet. The cool thing about being vegan, I think, is that it helps, our bodies to heal. It helps the planet to heal. We're not polluting more. I don't know if everyone knows, but meat is the number one polluter in the planet, the number one source of carbon emissions, if not the same as transportation. It's either the top one, or depending on what study you look at, there are a couple other, there's some varying information out there on it, but it makes me feel really good to know that I'm not contributing to that. All that pollution, and that I'm not chopping down the rainforest just to have some meat or some beef or something. And there was a time where I was eating dairy when I was considering going vegan, and I thought, well, I'm going to be getting, farm raised, locally, ethically sourced sheep cheese or something. And, I was buying that at the store. But then I would go to a restaurant and I would order cheese, and I wouldn't think twice about, where they got their cheese from. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't, locally, ethically sourced cheese, because that would cost a lot to serve at a restaurant. So I would just be fooling myself if I'm thinking, well, I'm only getting, the best or this quality or something. And even if I was, it still is contributing to a lot of other, like health issues for myself, or, different things like that. So, yeah, post your questions and comments down below. What do you think about all these vegans being non-vegan?